I was delighted to see how well received the Brigid video was, the one about Imbolg and St. Brigid's Day. And it was quite a timely video, though, because it was the night before St. Brigid's Day. So getting out your piece of cloth and seeing so many people, hearing about it for the first time, people both at home in Ireland and around the world, people, remembering the stories was great to see how people are still kind of connected with it. And there is so much more to Brigid, so please go and learn more about Brigid, read more about Brigid, whether it is the woman, the saint, or the goddess. She is something quite different to an awful lot of the others. She has some amazing stories. One of my favourite stories is how she got her land in Kildare. She had her people, the people of Brigid, and she had gone to the local chieftain or king, whichever way you read the story, and she'd asked for land, and they laughed at her and said no. So she said, well, can I have just enough land that my cloak can cover? And of course they laugh, they agree, and Brigid then takes off her cloak. 4 of her people take the 4 corners of the material and they start walking north, south, east and west, and the cloak just seems to not end, and the chieftain starts panicking. He's like, no, that's enough, after they've been walking for a while, and he agrees to give her the land that she wants. And I love that story. It shows how clever she is, but it's also a mechanic. It's also a thing in stories that you see popping up in other stories and in other cultures around the world. The idea of a magical piece of cloth that gets bigger and bigger. And in one very practical story, I can't remember where it was from, and maybe you'll know or have heard it. It's where someone unravels a cloak or a blanket or a piece of material and uses the wall from it to basically set out the border of a piece of land that they wanted. So again, I just gotta love how clever, how clever and how funny that is. So please go read more about Brigid. As I said, whether it's the woman, the saint, or the goddess, she is fascinating.